All right, good morning, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you back. So let's get started with our morning analysis, shall we? Let's go ahead and do that. 1 second. I'm going to grab a bias chart. Ooh. Man, tired. I'm tired this morning, too. I'm tired. Is today Wednesday? Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Okay. Today is Wednesday. That's good. All right. So let's get started with the euro dollar. All right. Well, so the euro dollar is basically backed up to this is previous support. You can say that stops were taken below support here at that was 85, right? The lows were 85, and we're right back at 85 now. I think it's entirely possible, even though I happen to short a little bit of euro dollar already. I think it's possible that we make a move back above. Let's remove this. I think we make a move back above 113 to 113. Let's say 15. Would not doubt that for a minute. So you got to be prepared for that. You know, if you're like me and I already shorted a little bit at 78, you know, if we make a move back up to 113.15, that wouldn't be uncalled for. Okay. Bias, we are bearish. Okay. And let's go see where support is. So now that we've broken, we're breaking lower. Okay, so the question is, you know, how far are we going to go down here? Now you guys know I'm targeting 112 in this move that we're currently in. Okay, and see 50% retracement here. 50% retracement is the 112.18, and if we get a full ABCD move, which that would take us down to below 112 to 111.85. Now, if you know, if the meeting minutes are hawkish today, if they are hawkish, more hawkish than the market really likes, we could head down there today. We could break below 112 and push those stops. But what we'll do is we'll mark the low here, which is a 50% retracement, okay? And that support comes in at basically whatever this low is, 112.18, 112.17, so I'm going to say 112.20. Okay, that's support. That should be pretty significant support today. Like I said, if the meeting minutes are a little more hawkish than the market expects, then we could see stops push below 112. But I don't think I'd get too aggressive down there. You know, I would look for stops to get triggered. Then you know, you want to cover up your euro down near 112 if the minutes today are hawkish, and that's a big if. It's not a guaranteed foregone conclusion. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cable. So the pound, I mean, what a call by Paul Franco. I mean, how good is that? You know, Paul goes, you know, and he's half asleep when he said this morning. He's like, yeah, you know, maybe shorting the pound, you know, 145.38. We went as high as 145.36 and 0.6 of a pip. That's pretty damn good. I have to give Paul some props there. You know, really good analysis on his part. Now, I do think that this is going to be a lot of resistance up here, and as Paul pointed out, there's a 50% retracement. You go from this high here to the low, right? 50% retracement comes in at 145.50, And that can't be ruled out. Okay. That cannot be ruled out right there. So let's go ahead and mark up 145.50 and 145.75. Okay. Those can't be ruled out. 145.50, 145.75. Obviously, the pound's got a little giddy up in it this morning. We are in a range, as we've been stating. All right, support now. Now, anybody who's short, like short the cable, and that move just happened just to jam up in their, in their face after that pull that said 55% stay, 38% leave, or something, whatever it was, whatever that crazy pull was. Anybody who's stuck short this thing is going, holy crap, because you imagine, you're short the cable, and you're like, okay, I'm shorting the cable, I'm putting my stops above those highs, I'm targeting for a move back down to 140. This thing just jammed it up your nose, basically just jammed right up your nose. You're probably going, oh, dude, now you're trying to think, okay, well, I'm looking for dips now. If we get a dip down to 144.50, I'm gonna cover this. This is too aggressive of a move. I don't want to be short the pound anymore. So now any move down to 145.50, and you're probably thinking, okay, it's time to close up my short position. So now any dip to 140.44, what's that spike high? 52. So any dip to 144.50 should be probably bought. Now I'll tell you, I'm short a little bit of cable at 145.11. I'm not very comfortable being short. So I'm just telling you right now. Oh man, look at crude oil. Where's my crude? Where did crude go? Oh, there it is. Look at crude. We're nearing our lows of the session. I'm too far off of there. Crude does not look good. And the dollar Canadian is bid as a result. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Let's go over to the Swissy. So Denny in our chat room, he brought this to my attention, which normally I wouldn't really care, but I want you guys to look at this. Denny, did you say Jenny? Denny. We have a 200-day moving average. You see that right there? Bam. 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 I'm not a big fan of moving averages and rejections of moving averages, but when something is respecting a moving average, then you got to pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the US dollar Swiss franc is right up against its 200-day moving average. Jenny. So you have to pay close attention because that might give us some issues. So with that being said, stop here for a second. Let's remove that. Really overbought here on the hourlies. We surpassed 161% extension there. There's no way we're up on 127% extension yet. Nope. Man, this cable is strong. Holy crap. See how relative strength just got, we're actually divergent too on top of that. Okay. All I know right now is that is support. That's support, and it's significant. 79 or 97.95, which, I mean, you could write down 98 cents, but you know, if you think about it, just push the stops just below. All right. I'm going to write down 97.90. 97.90 is support. Okay. All right. Sorry guys, I'm just looking around really quick. This dollar Canadian is going to rip somebody's head off. I'm telling you. It could be mine. Okay. All right. That report, I have a trader that's let me know, a trader friend of mine, he's like, I'm hearing a think tank report out there saying the Fed is using a messaging offensive to brace the market for a June move. They're saying it should culminate with Yen's speaking engagement. That came out yesterday. That was the Medley report. Okay. All right, let's go over to the Swissy. So that Swissy resistance, I don't want to write the highs today, but I want you guys to be aware that we have this 200-day moving average right here. Okay, I want you to be aware of it. Not saying that it, you know, I just don't want to write it down because it's too close to where we're at. Next resistance, 127% extension at 99 cents, especially if you know, we get a bullish reaction from this FOMC meeting minutes. Okay. Alan says you can circle just as many places where the price crossed over a 200-day moving average on the Dixie. I agree with you on moving averages. Yeah. Okay. So, Alan, let me make sure I make myself clear here. By the way, this is turning bullish. Just to let you all know. Let me make myself clear about moving averages. Okay, moving averages are. I try to explain it like they're like shoes, like not one size fits all. So I can take a 200-day moving average and I can apply it to, like, let's say, Time Warner Cable. And when I apply a 200-day moving average to Time Warner Cable, it's not going to make much of a difference. But then again, if I take that same 200-day moving average and apply it over to Intel, Intel might respect the 200-day moving average consistently, where Time Warner Cable doesn't. And then I take it over to copper, and copper, you know, respects it just fine. And then I take it over to the Eurodollar, and it doesn't. So that's why if you're going to use moving averages, you have to use several sets of moving averages and have them on several different charts and kind of play around with them. Like, you know, it's like, you know, I put on a size 11 shoe. Oh, that fits me fine. You know, I put on a size 14 shoe. Oh, that's too big. Oh, I put on a size 8 shoe. I can't get my foot in the shoe. I need a size 11 because it works for my foot, but it doesn't necessarily work for your foot. You know what I mean? So moving averages are going to vary based on, you know, on instrument. That's why I don't use, like, oh, I always use a 200-day moving average. Although I do keep a 200-day moving average on my charts predominantly because I know that the rest of the market is looking at it, but it's not. I have a hard time with moving averages. They're better used, in my opinion, for momentum indicators versus meaning that, oh, I have a 100-period moving average going in my direction and it's moving higher. Good. I want to be on the long side. They're better for directionality versus support or resistance, if you will. A 200-period moving average, though, I will look at from time to time because it can, since everybody else is looking at it, especially on a daily chart, then, I know everybody's staring at the same chart here. Most people. Okay. Anyway. Leon said, "Medley Smedley. June Fed is a week ahead of the Brexit vote. BOE have said that Brexit is the biggest risk to the UK economy, also the EU economy. It's nigh on impossible. Yellen of all people looks to hike ahead of the referendum. It's almost impossible for Yellen of all people to look to hike ahead of the referendum. Yeah, you can say that, Leon, but if the market's trading on an idea, then you kind of got to go with it. You know what I mean? If you fade it, you better find a good place to fade it, right? And I think it's more of a June or July type of thing. It's June if the inflation data continues to rip higher, and July if they have the room to wait and the UK doesn't, there's no Brexit, then it's going to be July. But anyway, it could be like a little black swan event, couldn't it be? Could you imagine the Fed raises rates and then a week later the UK votes to leave the UK, the EU? Holy crap! That would be a black swan type of event. Okay, where am I at? Sorry, I got to get cooking here. Dollar yen. Because the Fed may go, well, all the polls show that there's no way that UK is leaving the EU based on all the recent polls. So let's go ahead and hike in June, and then the real voters, the internet voters, the young people, they come out to vote. Because if you look at the difference between like the phone polls say stay. That's when you're, it's like you got the pollsters calling every grandma in Sussex, just, and they're like, no, we're not leaving the EU. Are you kidding me? And then all the youngsters that are all online, those are the ones that come out and really sway the vote, because the internet polls show, leave. So anyway, all right, dollar yen. So we got this trend line in play right here, and that now coincides with these lows. So now 108.70 is significant, and 109.65, fee 505, 109.65. Oh my God, the pound just ripped higher. The pound is flying, guys. The pound is flying. Wow. I just sold some more. Sell some more at 57. Oh my God. Wow. That was a stop run like I've never seen it. Hold on. I'll do that here in a second. I'll get to it in just a second. 108.60, 108.70, 108.70, 109.66, 109.66. And this is range still threatening to turn bullish. The cable just popped all those stops. Whoa. My cost average in the pound is 145.37, and I'm not happy about being short, by the way. We're coming right up into the 70s here. Woo! That's an intense move, man. How about all up in my grill? Hold on. Divergent relative strength. Highs to lows here. 127% extension. That should stop it. Wow, what a big move. Don says there's an inverted hammer on the dollar index, 4 hour. Let's see. Hold on really quick. DXY. Yeah, there is. That was a shooting star, right? That was a shooting star there. So we're already getting the follow through right now. It's already getting the follow through. I don't think I wouldn't get too bearish the dollar at this point. Not ahead of the minutes. Look at the euro. The euro can't even. This is all cable, by the way. The dollar index is all pound right now. The euro can't even get past its previous support at 112.85. I mean, it's having a really difficult time. So. Yeah, I got filled on the pound at 63. That's a really good fill, actually. I must admit. So my cost average short the cable right now is 37. Okay, sorry. Just paying attention to the market right now. I want to do the Canadian, but we'll crank that out really quick. So you guys know this Canadian. This thing is so bullish. It's not even funny. Look how bullish the price action is on the Canadian. We break 130 on a sustained basis. If we close above 130 today, it is history. Okay, I'm going to put multiple asterisks there. We are in a range environment. We are about ready to turn bullish if we go above 130. Support for the dollar Canadian right now is, well, it's above here, because this may end up turning into a channel. It could very easily. So while we're above this support, which comes in right now, by the time we get all the way down there, it'd be 128. So roughly like 129, 128.90, something like that. 128.90. Okay. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So, man, this pound is it's holding on to its gains, which is freaking me out just a little bit. Man, look at this Canadian. This Canadian's going higher when crude oil is still going higher, which is just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but man. Okay, that's just shows you how bullish this this dollar Canadian is right now. All right, you got to think, you got to think also that you know, the fires in Alberta are probably you know, settling down, I'm assuming, and then because of that, you're going to have, you know, higher oil production coming online. You know, it's all going to feed into a dollar Canadian bullish story here in the probably coming days. Just FYI. All right, let's go over to the Kiwi. The New Zealand dollar, it's, you know, we're looking at the possibility of a pennant, you know, flag, whatever. We're holding support though. That trend line support's holding. So that what that means is today's or yesterday's lows, whatever these lows are, 67.60 are important. Below that, it is 67.15. So I'm going to write down both numbers. 67.15, 67.60, right? Okay, both significant today. And then resistance now on any rally back up to 68.40 is resistance. 68.40. Okay. We are bearish because we are below, just so you all know. I know most of you already know this, but we're below this channel, so it's bearish. It's just marking time before it breaks down. All right, it's not. That's all it's doing. It's just buying time before it breaks lower. Because we're sitting below this channel, so it's just a matter of time. So now we just try to sell rallies here. Oh, Euro, you are such a piece of crap, which I like since I'm short. Die, Euro, die. Die. Die, pig. I cannot believe this Euro pound. Holy crap. I am so freaking pissed off with myself right now. So we're getting towards that neckline. See, this is where I thought we would be. And I jumped the gun yesterday. I just jumped the gun because we hit the 618, and we bounced off of it. So yesterday, just so you guys know, I mean, we were here, right? We hit the 618, we bounced, and I'm like, okay, well, we bounced off the 618, I'm going to look to sell a rally up to 69 pence, excuse me. And then obviously now we're right where I thought we would be in the first place, which just is so irritating to me, but whatever. This is the, as you guys know, the big head and shoulder pattern that we've been scouting for how long? Long time. And now everybody else sees it. But we've been on this for, why I shorted it 2 weeks ago. But whatever. Whatever. Okay, back over to Kiwi. Let's go over to the Aussie. So the Aussie, this thing can't get out of its own way. Okay, we couldn't even get a rally back to resistance, which is crazy. Shows you how bearish this thing is. So we're all clear here. If we break this support, the Aussie is going to get absolutely creamed. I mean, just destroyed. Okay. So if we break through that support, it is going to get destroyed today, and that is at 72.50. Now there is 72 just below that, which is a big 618. So we'll write down both numbers, but I remember the head and shoulder pattern still points to 71 cents. So it's like unfinished business down here. All right, so we got 72.50, then 72.10. All right, 72.10, 72.50, and that is significant support right there. Resistance is excuse me, hiccups this morning. Resistance right now is 73.50. So if we can do this, that would be great. Yeah, 72.40. By the time we get there. All right. 72.40. Damn it, pound. Come on. Roll over, for crying out loud. We're bearish here too. Peso. No, dollar index, sorry. Dollar index. Here's the dollar index. So we did have a shooting star right here. As Don pointed out a little bit earlier. Oh man, this cable is still so strong. I don't like being short this pound, frankly. I really don't. Hold on. So we wrote down 45.75. I mean, come on, euro, roll over. See if the euro rolls over, it's going to help the cable lower. It will. Come on, euro, just fall. This Norwegian Krona looks really strong. Look at the Norwegian Krona. I mean, we're 200 pips off the highs here. Swedish Krona is almost at highs of the day. Seriously. Yeah, I don't think I'd be short the dollar right now. This dollar looks like it's going to just rip higher. Copper's rolling over. Gold's rolling over. Crude oil looks weak. Okay, sorry. Let's go over to the dollar. So what dips in the dollar? What dips? Let's first of all, let's go ahead and what? Basically, we have a flag pattern, and we're trying to make our way higher. Oh yeah, roll over euro. Just crap the bed, please. Thank you very much. That would be nice. Okay. In case we pull back, 94.60. Look at the dollar right now. This dollar is going to rip higher. 94. What do we have? 94.60. 94.55. Okay. Resistance for the dollar is going to be 95, obviously. Beyond that, look at the euro. Come on, euro, roll over. Beyond that will be 95.20, just in case. We're in a range in the dollar index, guys, but man, you know, we eventually, if we break above this channel, it's going straight up bullish. Okay. All right, let's go over to the peso. Oh, I'm sorry. Greg needed he said I needed to double check my Aussie stuff. Hold on. Thanks, Greg. Glad you're not sleeping at the wheel. 73.50. That's what that is. 73.40. Thank you. Swedish Krona is going to hit new highs, guys. And I'm not long. I got out of this last night. Sorry guys, I'm just following. I'm just trying to look at everything. Keep paying. My biggest position right now is long the dollar Canadian. I'm obviously paying attention to the cable. I don't want that thing to get away from me. I'm only down 20 pips, but still, I just don't want it to get much worse than that. This Norwegian Krona. You know that the Norwegian Krona breaks 825. It is sayonara. You guys all know that. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to it. Here's the peso. Oops. Okay, so here's the peso. Now, I know I talked about shorting the peso when we got to 8. I've said this every day because I want to make sure that we're all clear here, because not everybody listens in every day. I've been talking for a long time about shorting the peso at 1850. I ain't doing that now. Just so you know, I think that the U.S. dollar Mexican peso can make it up to 19. All right. Whenever I think the stock market is done selling off, then I'll start shorting pesos, or I'll probably do it before we get there. But you guys know that there's a big. I need to show you two things really quick, which has made my decision. So you guys know we talk about this every day. Here's the head and shoulder pattern on the E-mini futures, right? Okay. So you got a big head and shoulder pattern on the E-mini futures, and then on top of that you've got the Dow futures. Here's the Dow futures. You got the head and shoulder pattern, right? That's already starting to break, right? That looks bearish. So if we roll over here in the S&P and we fall because it's sell in May, go away, something like that, if we fall the rest of this month for the next couple of weeks, I can't short the peso. I can't short the peso until we're done. So that could realistically be at 19, maybe even higher. Maybe even we double top it. You know what I mean? So I just can't physically do it. I can't do it. Especially if you got the dollar Canadian looking like it's going to go to 136. The peso could very easily get up here. You got crude oil that looks like it'll probably come back down to the low 40s. We're going up here. Everything points to the peso a lot higher. So I'm not getting in the way. All right. But I will tell you that today's resistance will be at 1853. And support is any dip down to 1825, which was the 50% retracement. So 1825 will be supported, and it is bullish. Okay, look at the dollar Canadian. Yeah, baby. Please go. Damn you, Canadian. Breakout. Let's go over to the here's the Norwegian Krona. If we break here, I gotta let's go ahead and tweet this chart because this is a really important chart here. Okay, I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to tweet this bad boy out because this is very, very important. Oops. What's today's date? Today is 5/18/16. US dollar, Norwegian krona, inverted. Oops. Come on, roll over cable, please. Okay, there, the Norwegian krona is out. So remember, out of Norway, they had a really, really strong GDP report just the other day, last week. Yeah, that ain't gonna stop it. That's gonna that created that sell-off right here, and that's gonna just that just set us up for a real big reversal here. So, because a lot of people, how many people got short the US dollar Norwegian krona as a result, you know? So 825, big. US dollar Norwegian krona, 8.25 asterisk. Okay. Support is intraday. Support will be 820. That should hold us. You know what? Let me revisit that. Hold on. It's a 4-hour. Yeah, 819.50. Okay. We're range bound, but we're threatening to go bullish here. Okay. All right. Swedish Krona. I'm not long. I sold this yesterday like a dummy. Oh, what a dummy. I mean, this is played technically pretty perfect, but I bought it yesterday, sold it, made some good money. I mean, you know, it wasn't much, but it's all right. This is going to be big resistance at 830. Basically, let's just say roughly 832. And support right now is right here. I know support's back down here at 818, but that's just not, like, the market doesn't care. 821 and 832. 821, 832. 821, 832. 821, 8.32. And this is bullish because we're going back into our range. You know, we went from creating a hammer on the weekly to a big bullish reversal. So don't stand in the way of that. Come on, pound. Come on down. I'm actually positive in my euro short. Yay! Canadian new highs. Yeah, here, let's go take a look at the pound. I don't think I'm going to stick around. I'm actually might just cut my losses. Take a loss off the table here. I might just take my loss in the pound. We made a false breakout here, or a new high on this hourly, and we're reversing. I don't know. I might stick around for a little bit. I don't think. I think if we get back to this 145.20 level, I think what I'll do is I'll just cut that trade off. Stick around for a bit. Okay, guys, don't go anywhere. When I come back, I'm going to start answering questions. So thanks everybody for being here. Happy Wednesday to you. Don't go anywhere. Thanks.